Likely they go for the Yuzong here for RSG. It's a matchup that is really great for Nox.
So if there is one thing missing from Blacklist is a good amount of peel.
Yeah.
If Wise doesn't get much stacks on his Barats coming in team fights, even if they do have the Cult Altar taken by Hodge, it's not going to be enough.
Hodge. I like the nickname. Hodge.
Well, yeah, we typically, when we're over here, sometimes we say Hodge, sometimes we say Ed. So that might be up to you, Midnight, if you want to go ahead and use those or not.
V then. V.
Yeah.
That works.
Got it.
Whichever you feel like doing, and here we
Demon
go.
Kite's D.
Or Kite.
That's a little dangerous.
Kite,
yeah, Kite's a little bit safer, so... yeah. Anyway, let's take a last look here at both teams' lineups. Honestly, what could you expect from a Faramis-Valentina matchup? It's probably going to be a long game, most likely, unlike the previous series where we had a quite quick one. So we're going to load up here, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a match of the season for sure as we get ready to load up into the Land of Dawn between RSG Philippines and Blacklist International.
Allow me to propose an alternative. What if, because of the whole I know you know Valentina Faramis matchup, the Yuzong makes a difference? We haven't really seen Yuzong as a part of that equation as much.
Yeah.
What if Nats can find the Queen? What if Nats can find Haji before they even get that chance?
It's also a it's a band-aid solution for the side of RSG.
Yeah.
It's a hero that finds backliners that is really great for RSG because Yuzong, he naturally has damage, he naturally has sustain, so they don't have to be worried about Yuzong engaging on the side of Blacklist. It's all my Venus that needs to worry about saving Haji so that they don't have they can't steal the Cult Altar away from RSG. But naturally, RSG, if they want to engage, it should be started by the Yuzong.
Yeah, the other thing too that Blacklist International does have in terms of the skirmishing, the team fighting potential, not only do they secure themselves a Cult Altar, but they have also got a sense of sustain, right? Yeah. Not to mention mobility, right? The speed does help a lot in these disengaging fights or skirmishes that they break out, especially when you're trying to run away from Navs.
Watch out!
Should be okay.
He's fine.
Aqua's going to be there too to help him out. The other thing too is Demon Kite did roll. Hold on.
Up top. Edward gets knocked up, flickers away. That's one huge resource spent. Joseph, you were saying?
Yeah, so Demon Kite roll went with the jungle emblem here. I mean, we've seen a lot of times when that Julian jungle is picked, it's usually a mystery shop, I feel like.
Yeah. I'm not entirely, I'm not entirely sure about the tank jungle, the tank type for the Julian here.
I can hear his gears grinding now.
It was greatly nerfed, in the early game, 3 seconds. It's a big deal for Demon Kite. But I guess the idea here is just to be able to zone out for RSG, for Eman specifically.
And farm much faster.
Yeah. But the main problem is that you don't have much damage compared to Blacklist International.
Yeah, so again, at least, here's my theory. As Demon Kite pulls this turtle just beautifully away from Blacklist, they can because there's very little peel. Again, it's fine.
Well, yeah.
You kind of want to get in their face there and light, just putting up a wall between RSG and the opponent, and that scores RSG their first major objective. About 200, 300, 400 gold ahead.
Yeah, I think it's safe for Blacklist International to let that go, but here we go.
Oheb pulls it. 1v1, Eman flickers in. There's first blood.
You know what, Eman? He knew that the Claw didn't have full stacks on the Art of Slavery, and he went in for that kill. And that not only lets Eman recover, but he has made a significant effort to make sure that this gold lane is won for RSG. Now all eyes are on Nats.
Hodge.
I mean, they're putting a lot of pressure here on the gold lane, which is exactly what they should do. But yeah, like you just mentioned, Midnight, this gives a good upper hand already to Emon, and picking up the early item already. They're gonna get knocked up here. Wise was trying to get that Daytona's welcome off, but still, going back to it, Emon is gonna be sitting pretty in this gold lane now in the matchup, versus Oheb. So we'll see if Blacklist International decides to shift some of the focus there on the bottom lane. That's what we see them actually doing now, to see if they can kind of even that lane out again for them.
And now Wise marches in. Wise has stayed here in mid a little too long for my taste.
Yeah. I mean, he has nowhere to go, right? Even if you try and find pickoffs on the side of Blacklist International, you get easily countered by Aqua. Like, the Cult Altar will just cancel the Daytona's welcome. By the way, Oheb even beats his own record on DHS. So yesterday, he bought it at 333. Even with the death that he got on against a carry. He was able to buy it at 330.
Yep, KL1 is making bank. At least they have that for them. No, Nats?
Flicker
What's
away.
going on here? A 1v1 fight? Nats coming in, welcomed by 2, and he just turns around.
He's like, yep, nope. Turns around.
Come here, oh!
I mean, at least he got the flicker out from Edwards, so, you know, they have that. The next turtle of the game is going to be coming up, too. So, right now, this could be just RSG Philippines possibly taking this turtle as well, but BLACKLIST International actually in a good position to contest this one.
Here we go, that's 5. Coming in with Edward very far off. Eman throwing it away. Wise scores this one with a clutch retribution. Fight continues. Way the dragon onto 1. There's an early call to alter from BLACKLIST. Haji pulls it. There's the knockup. V goes down. London Bridge is falling. Demon Kite pops his altar and they get a trade. What's that worth at midnight? The queen for the turtle.
I think for BLACKLIST International, you don't want that to happen again because you're still facing a carry. You know, the carry in the late game is such a huge threat for BLACKLIST, considering that their main jungler, the main frontliner of this lineup, has so much HP. So that's something that you don't want to be doing if you're BLACKLIST. And if you're RSG, you're happy to take that trade. You're happy to give the turtle to BLACKLIST International to get fights like that.
Yeah, again, you know, you got to continue to do that now. If you keep stacking these kills for Emon, they're going to transition into the mid game, the late game very well and confident. And, you know, if they got the first turtle, they can give up the second one. The third one, again, I feel like that's where we're going to see really things kind of play out, especially with Emon.
I hear what you're saying, fellas. It's not as easy, yes, because the kill went to Eman.
Yeah.
If it went to anyone else, maybe, but this turret, gotta say goodbye to this one. DK and Nats taking it down. Edward can say nothing.
And the beauty of the lineup of RSG is that they don't even focus on the objectives. They get objectives because BLACKLIST is scared to fight RSG at the current moment. Like, RSG, they can give away the First Lord as long as they get a team fight that starts with not engaging on the back line or Light getting a pick up on the back line, because you want to be able to fight. If you're RSG, you don't want BLACKLIST setting up fights for you. You want to be able to start your own, have Haji pop his own cult altar, and once the once the battle has prolonged, then RSG, that's where you come in.
Man, okay, Light's gonna be fine. He got the information he needed. We're gonna see both teams just transition to the next turtle of the game too. But look at that setup in that bush. They don't know they're there.
This is a huge bush.
Aqua's gonna be in trouble.
Oh no! He pops an early cult altar. Eman throwing out those light wheels. And Demon Guy scores the turtle. They got a shield. They're gonna force the issue. Venus gets their cult altar pop. And they're still going. Haji dropping all the bombs. A lot of damage from this Valentina. They're backing off. They get a push off camera. Oh, I'm gonna clean up some damage. And they go ahead, go back to farming.
Such an awesome sandwich play with RSG. Even though BLACKLIST had a fantastic idea on trying to burst down Aqua beforehand, Not in Demon Kite were positioned on the backside of the turtle.
What's RSG thinking? They went for a concealed play. They're gonna catch the king here. And there's Zetna's welcome. Eating light, throw him into a wall. He gets knocked up. Weird throws and has chains. And Ammon secures another kill. It's 300. Ooh, for the carry. They continue. That's 2K for Ammon. And they're still going. Nats.
Haji.
Oh, half dragon. Takes down Haji. Venus, run. Ammon, flicker forward. Aqua finishes the job with a flicker forward. It's a wipeout. The MSC 2022 champions are rolling.
The Raiders just doing what they do, wiping out BLACKLIST International this early on. And again, look at Emon sitting on 4 kills, the 2 assists. The guy is just loaded right now.
That Claude kill was so important for Emon, and now they are on a roll. Again, RSG, what they're currently looking is not for objectives. They're looking for fights. They're looking for ways to engage against BLACKLIST International, and Light saw the opportunity. Even though he kind of messed up the combo against Wise, it's still a fight that they want to take, because BLACKLIST International, they're not in position to re-engage against RSG. Because the thing is, you have to be concerned about the position of Eman. This is the main damage dealer of RSG, and he is protected by 4 heroes, and Demon Kite has a lot of ways to control BLACKLIST when they want to engage.
Yeah, again, we saw that there with the enhanced chains, you know, and when he rolled with this jungle emblem, you kind of just know it's actually, like we were talking about before the game, where now it's Demon Kite being like, all right, I know what I have to do. I know the assignment. I'm going to be the guy to be the utility guy right now. And we saw that. Either the engage or disengage that he has with this Julian toolkit is working out for them, and they're funneling everything into Emon.
I can hear Midnight's gears grinding slowly, almost coming to a halt.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is the wise mode. You know, Demon Kite is playing the utility role. RSG is building in the 4 protect 1 strategy. Emon currently is the king. If Emon lives and we get to initiate fights, all Demon Kite has to do is control the re-engaging heroes on the side of Blacklist International. Anybody can be a target as long as we get the control on the back lines.
Man, they are starving the king. And a kick! They hit him! Wise goes down. Emon gets another kill! Emon at 5-0!
Light with he heard Midnight earlier. He's like, I'm not gonna mess up this one.
Yep.
Grabs it in a second.
Even uses flicker back.
Yeah. And just for
style.
Like they style points, finesse points, whichever. And not to mention, they just gave it to Emon again, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing though. If you're Blacklist International and you are able to get a kill on Emon, you shut him down. Does that really help you, Midnight?
Well, if Oheb gets the kill, that's a different story altogether. Because this Claude in late game becomes so massive. Like, if you think about how RSG picks up the Claude, it's just with light. You know, it has to be some flicker play on Oheb, and then they have the burst damage, or Emon is in position to take the Claude out.
And it's difficult to catch, to catch free of light because that's not a purified. There's a sprint on him, but now bottom lane, Edward running behind his turret. Blacklist with a good defense, they're all right.
Yep.
Oh, interesting too. I mean, Demon Kite just picking up the Divine Glaive here. So at this point, again, it's honestly, it's very clean for RSG Philippines, right? They grab what they can, even though that was just a normal Lord. They're still going to siege here. Also, the Flicker isn't available on Light just yet, so he can't really pull the trigger the way that he wants to. So he's got to wait a little bit longer here. Blacklist International also knows that, but you can still see RSG Philippines planning themselves.
I love this. Aqua's not
in
showing
the
himself.
jungle. Exactly.
Aqua, he knows his job is to not let Haji steal that cold altar. And RSG, they're prepping to fight. They're not prepping the minion wave. They're looking for ways to engage. Unfortunately, again, as they've said, they don't have the flicker on light, so they have to wait out for the flicker to be back online on the Cho. But Nuts, he's always been positioned like this, you know? he's always trying to find for unique ways on engaging against Blacklist. It's 50 seconds for the Lord, and he's already setting up for it.
Right? Call me a prophet, but again, this is a Faramis Valentina game that hasn't seen much cult altars that hit both teams' members, right?
Yeah.
It's a Nats effect.
I have to correct ourselves. It's not a tank Julian. It's a damage Julian.
It's
Again,
hybrid.
this is the proper way of playing Julian at the moment.
All right. So
Okay, so the gears have not been grinding.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not
Officially.
at all. All right, so it's jungle emblem, the farm quick, the deal damage.
Because you're up against a Barats. And he knows that he doesn't need to apply more damage, even though it's a damage Julian. He doesn't need the extra benefits from the mystery shop.
From the emblem,
what he needs is to be able to farm up faster on the early game so that he can match the momentum of Blacklist in the mid game.
Yeah, and in effect, a lot of the farm is on Emon, but still Demon Kite is miles ahead of the king.
Look
Speaking
at
of
that
which,
damage.
he's catching quite a bit of flack there. That was just Emon raining down on him, and it puts him almost half.
Yep, although that's the ulti committed by the carry, still, the passive hurts coming up from Emon, and this is something that Blacklist has to be concerned about. The frontliner, the main frontline of Blacklist, cannot sustain the damage output of RSG.
But I tell you, they're squishy.
We still have Demon Kite. Mind you, the Genius One does help out in bursting the Barats when he uses that enhanced sword.
And the Divine Glaive too!
Yeah.
DG on DK!
That's a lot of abbreviations, right?
Acronyms are always funny.
There you go. And
That's
now
why we have RSG and BLCK.
now RSG Philippines resetting the Lord here. Everybody just kind of ooski.
That's a oofski.
Oofski.
Unless it was on purpose because they only really see V. So they don't know.
They don't know. Look at there's two top sides.
No. Again,
They
what
know.
RSG wants is team fight. They don't care about objectives. What they want is to win by light.
And there's a kick onto the Barats. And they rain it down. They knock him up. He's not going to survive for long. Demon Kite gets the king down. And this Lord not going to stand for long. Look at that. He's pushing away two members with impunity. It's a double kill for
Nasty.
MPL Philippines. He's a 9 Grand Finals MVP.
That is nasty.
Nasty indeed.
And all for just a
RSG.
turret up top. All for just a turret up top.
Dude, RSG saw that there were 2 heroes on the top lane, and one of them is Valentina. They don't have gold odds.
They don't exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking before that Lord fight even broke out. They're going to have the information, and that as soon as they had it, you saw this. They shifted gears.
Yeah, I can already imagine the shot call. Light was like, no guys, shut up. They don't have Valentina. I'm gonna engage.
Who would they say shut up to? Why are they fighting?
No, I mean, because there's too many comms going on.
Oh, right,
They're trying to pull the Lord. Where's Barat? Where's Aqua? Do they have Cult Altar? Light was like, no guys, shut up. Valentina's top lane.
And it led to this. Oh, it's a siege on top lane. Lord crashes into that inhibitor. Mats again with the Black Dragon form. An early Cult Altar pop by BLACKLIST International. They get knocked up. Haji gets taken down. Demon Kai takes a turret. Edward follows through. Jing Jing! Down goes Oh My Venus as well. Wise goes up.
That's
this could be it. This could be it.
Oh!
No way to defend against that. That was just the Raiders coming in fast, and they did it in just clean fashion. Again, I'm going back to that term. That was clean.
It was a clean raid done by RSG, and this is a masterful performance by RSG. Same as to what Onyx did to them, they did to the MPL champions.
We rarely see BLACKLIST in a position like this where they were not allowed to play.
Literally anything.
Literally. I mean, they didn't have a chance to really make a move at all, and I don't know if it just started in that gold lane and then it happened that for some reason every kill was going to Emon and they didn't have an answer for that, and things just slowly but surely slipped away.
I mean, yes, it started in that gold lane, but if you look back, I'm sure the highlights will show this, every lane, even the jungle, was compromised for BLACKLIST.
Yeah, and it's not even about just the carry kill. You have to go way back during the drafting stage. We talked about it. The Edithel versus Carry would have made more sense to ban out for the side of BLACKLIST International, because it's the shred that you don't want to be playing up against if you're BLACKLIST. And then, even though Eman had a bad start, he pushed the limit. He knew that there was no response coming out from BLACKLIST, and he had a 1v1 situation where he saw the Claude without any stacks of Art of Thievery, and he was able to just go in, flicker in, and commit for the kill.
Yeah, and so multiple things helped that fall into place for RSG Philippines there. And even though, you know, if we think back the countless Valentina Faramis matches that we've had, this wasn't what we typically see, right? And I don't know if that's just the changes that the heroes have had themselves in the patch, or the effect there, or if the fact that RSG Philippines and the other teams have just played against us so much that they're just so confident in the strategy they go playing against that matchup.
I stick to my theory that it's the Nats effect. It's the fact that Yu Zhong has joined the fray, and he was not part of the original
mix
Valentina versus Faramis thing. So
yeah. Well, we are just outstanded by game one here again. We still have a lot ahead of us, but let's have this one broken down by Renmar over there. Renmar, break this one down for us.
Thank you, casters. Low-hanging fruit. You guys missed one more movie reference. Crouching Tiger, Cho, Hidden Dragon. It all was right there. And look at this long list of all the crowd control abilities BLACKLIST International had to watch out for in the team fight. Jeet Kune Do, Way of the Dragon, Enhanced Change, the Yu Zhong Knockup, the Faramis Pull, and the Petrify. We actually got to see this become the combo from time to time, wherein Light would kick a member of BLACKLIST International, while Aqua would be holding on to the Faramis Pull long enough so that it goes even further. And of course, Yu Zhong Knockup, Petrify came in big there after that Lord fight that RSG won most recently. Crowd control, AoE damage, area of effect, control abilities. Those were in the keys to victory, and RSG knew, okay, if you're going to ube, if you're going to use very tanky junglers, then we are going to draft a lineup with a lot of control and a lot of AoE damage to throw you off your game in the objective fights. And that's what we saw happen. That is what RSG Philippines brought to the table in this game. With smart execution, BLACKLIST International could not find a single opening, a single kill. That is all